All right, what's going on, everyone? I just watched Eyes of Wakanda, the new Marvel show, animated show. I gotta say, it's funny how they just been dumping all these shows out. I guess they're trying to get through this phase. They're trying to get to Secret Wars. They're trying to reset everything, and they're trying to get past all the crap they've been putting out. I thought Ironheart was fine. I didn't think it was garbage. I actually enjoyed most of it. Just like this show, I enjoyed most of it. I enjoyed 3 of the 4 episodes. So that's not bad. 75% is not bad. But I'll get into that more later where I feel like it could have been longer. They could have changed it up a bit because it is an anthology series, but of course it connects and some characters show up again in later episodes and whatnot. The characters in the first 3 episodes I'd say are the best, probably the most engaging, probably the best story. The 4th episode kind of gets into like the multiverse, time travel kind of stuff, and it's like, okay, this is the stuff that people are tired of, and even I'm tired of, and I'm a self-proclaimed Marvel shill. So even this last episode, I was kind of just like, all right, let's get this over with so I can just record an episode. The main gist of the show is that, like, the first episode deals with this one guy who he basically jumps ship in Wakanda, taking a bunch of artifacts with him, and that leads to a confrontation with the character in the first episode. And that's basically what the whole show is about. Is like every episode involves a different artifact that these characters are going after. I thought it was interesting. Like I said, the first 3 episodes, they gradually make their way to like present day Marvel, but the first episode, it's like hundreds of years in the past, and then it's like the second episode takes place with one of the characters from Wakanda. He's on a mission with Odysseus and Achilles, like when they're invading Troy. Like he's a part of their crew because he's trying to find an artifact, and it was just interesting seeing these different points in history, and then just seeing the soldiers from Wakanda going through using their technology, reclaiming their technology, forming connections with people. But then again, Wakanda as a nation, the security of the nation comes first. So if you have to retrieve an artifact, but that means you have to leave one of your friends behind to die, that's what you have to do. And they do go there a lot in the show. It is pretty violent, not like a complaint. People get stabbed, like little blood spurt out, but I mean, people are getting like tomahawked in the head. They're getting their neck snapped. So it's a pretty violent show. So I'd say if you're gonna watch it with your kids, maybe. Well, I don't know how you feel about them seeing violence, but it is a pretty violent animated show, I'd say. It's not like gratuitous like Deadpool and Wolverine was. It's pretty mature themed, I'd say, for a Marvel show. But with that, I think the animation style was weird because it felt oddly cheap at times, but then it also felt there were some scenes where I was like, wow, that looks really good. But it felt a lot like the really cheap CGI that you see in like straight to DVD like Walmart bin movies. Even the first shot of the show, I just started laughing and I sent my brother a picture of it. I'll put it up on the screen, but I was just like, this is ridiculous. This looks like The Road to El Dorado or something, like a movie from, that's what it looked like. It looked like an early 2000s DreamWorks movie is what it looks like, which I guess is not a bad thing. But again, in 2025, when you have things like Spider-Verse and all these other people taking the animation to different levels, and they're kind of just like, crappy computer CG animation. It's whatever, Who cares? It's a show about Wakanda. Who cares, bro? No one cares about Wakanda. No one cares about Black Panther. That's not what they said, but it is funny. It's like, and then like, I feel like with this show and Ironheart, they were really like, Ryan Coogler is producing, so you better watch it. Otherwise, you're not a Ryan Coogler fan. Again, I don't know how much he was involved with the show. I don't know if it was just like executive producer Ryan Coogler, and he maybe like pitched the show. Because like he didn't write any of the episodes. I don't know Ironheart he was heavily involved with. So the show, I don't know what his involvement is with it, but I think they were very heavily leaning on Ryan Coogler's name, which I mean you should, because he's built the Black Panther brand to what it is now. Again, so here's my pitch for the show. What I think they should have done. As a white man, I'd like to give my take on this. Okay, the characters in the first 3 episodes, like I said, are really great. I'd say you take those characters, you make them one group, and then you do like a 6 to 8 episode season where they're just going around the world retrieving artifacts. I mean, you could throw some kind of time travel stuff in there. I don't know, but this was just basically like, it was like a what if for Wakanda. The what if show itself, I don't really enjoy. I enjoyed the first season. Second season was okay, and the third season, I got like halfway through. I didn't even finish it because like anthologies are cool, but it just feels like a cop out sometimes. And again, the show like at the end, like the last shot of the show, you're like, oh, it's connected to the MCU. Like the modern MCU, and it's just like, whatever, dude. Like the show didn't really need to exist. I say if you skip the 4th one, you really wouldn't miss anything. You could just watch like a recap on YouTube, low key. Voice actors all did a good job. I think the directing was fine. The music was really good. It's the same kind of music you expect from like the Black Panther movies and whatnot. So it's got the same vibe, which I liked. And yeah, the writing was fine. Like I said, some of the Some of the stuff was convenient. Some of the stuff was just like, okay, there's no way that would actually. They're like storming Troy and they're like climbing on the castle and there's like 5 guards. And I'm like, there's no way. There'd be thousands of people standing there shooting arrows at you. And they're just like sneaking past 5 dudes. And I'm like, that's not true. But other than those just like conveniences and stuff, it was just like whatever. You know, it's 4 episodes. They're 30 minutes a piece. More like 25 because there's about 6 minutes of credits. They could have just made a movie. They could have just done like an animated like movie about Wakanda. Take my idea. Maybe it's that group of characters, multiverse Wakanda adventure, since that's what they're doing now. Disney Plus movie could have been heat. You know, what do I know? I was trying to do the math because I was like, okay, I like 3 out of the 4 episodes, so that's about 2.5. It's about 7.5 out of 10. And I was like, I don't know, it still feels kind of high, but then that translates like 3 out of 5, like 3.5 out of 5. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, 3 out of 5. I'll say it's fresh enough because I liked, again, most of the show. Last episode, again, was like, whatever. Let me know down below. Did you watch Eyes of Wakanda? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you even know it existed? Hit the like button, subscribe, peace.